All right, welcome back, everybody. This is MDog, and we're taking a look at the Brawler class. I've been thinking about how to do this. I knew I wanted to look at the new class that's coming to the Lord of the Rings Online. Just trying to figure out the best way to do that, and I think there's probably plenty of content creators that are looking at this class, especially jumping in at higher levels, which you can do here on the Bullroarer beta server for Lord of the Rings Online. You can kind of control what level your character is, and what power level your gear and everything is. So I think what I wanted more to do is to take a look at the class initially here in this video at level 1 and play with it, you know, here in the beginning part of the game, see how it feels early. And then we'll see how that goes. I'm not necessarily guaranteeing anything, but what I'm thinking I would like to do is then check in again with the class at different level ranges, kind of see how things have changed, how the gameplay feels. Because to me, there is a certain amount of fun early on with a class, you know, that you can have, but then around, especially like I feel like mid-30s for a lot of the classes in Lord of the Rings Online, the feel of not only the class but also the specialization you choose starts to really come together and makes a big impact. So let's just jump in here, and I don't know really anything about this class. I mean, to be honest, when I first heard that it was going to be Brawler, I don't necessarily typically love the idea of classes in MMOs that are mostly focused on, you know, punching and sort of a weaponless approach, which I guess technically we do have a weapon. They're going to be called gauntlets. So this is really what you start off when you first have your Brawler. By the way, like I said, this is beta, so a lot could change, right? It seems like the class is fairly set, but even things like this, we've still got the Bjorning symbol, I believe what that is. By the way, look at me flexing with my 10-year UI deal there. And side note here, how cool is it? I mean, in terms of like playing a game that just like every time you create a character, it makes you feel special. Although it can get a little annoying, but when you've got just every year, you've got a new like happy birthday box that you've been playing the game. So we go up to what? Year 9? There's got to be more than that. Year 10? 11? 12? I've been playing Lotro for a long time, off and on. So that's pretty fun. When you do create a new character, there's a lot of work to do actually when you create a new character to go through all these bags, figure out what you want to keep, what you don't want to keep. But let's run around on the Brawler. Oh, I guess, you know, the real reason, let's see what you get on a level 1 character when you do a gold gift bag. We get some Virtue XP, we can't use that, and we get a Heritage Rune of Legend that we can't use yet. And what about on a silver? A little coin and some more Virtue XP, but we haven't unlocked Virtues yet, so we can't use them, so nothing too exciting. All right, so let's run around and see what is going on.
Thank goodness you're awake.
I think we're wearing heavy armor, right?
Seems very ill.
Heavy armor. Yeah. So it looks like Brawler's going to be heavy armor. So yeah, let's just...
Do not trouble yourself.
We're not going to obviously read quest or do all that kind of stuff because we're going to focus primarily just on combat and how this class feels. I really want to see kind of what the animations look like, and from the beginning, I guess, sort of get a feel for, like, you know, what does the combos or effective ways of approaching combat start to look like, even at an early level on this new class. I mean, it's worth mentioning Lord of the Rings Online hasn't had a new class in a very long time. Bjorning would have been the last, and that's many years ago. So it'll be hopefully fun to have a new class. Not necessarily the class that I would have chosen, but that doesn't mean it's not going to be fun. So we'll see. Okay, so now we go back and turn that in, and then I think it will have us to go out into the wild and actually start using our combat. I do want to kind of look at our skills that we have. Once we get headed towards combat, we'll take a look at it. We'll take the heavy armor, talk to the trainer. We already leveled up. That's a pretty cool shirt, by the way. The like starting look, which we've messed up now because we put on that. The starting look is pretty cool. It's not bad. We're going to mess that up really quick as we get better gear, though. Remember, you do have the ability to, you know, like if we wanted to, we could set up... how do we do this? Like this could be our cosmetic outfit, right? So we could keep looking like that even though that's not what our current gear actually looks like. Alright. So he's going to have us talk to our trainer. The Brawler Trainer. So... has this guy always been here? I feel like he has. Was he not somebody else's trainer before? I don't remember, actually.
Stay a moment.
Wait, look at that. What did that say? Oh, yeah, it does say train brawler skills, but again, not the right... surely that's the Bjorning symbol. I think it is.
Would you do something for
Okay, use your overhead smash on the training dummy 3 times. So, brawlers rely on metal. Not metal, but metal. To activate some of their skills, such as Overhand Smash. Use your low strike, Sinister Cross, or Dexterous Hook, which we only have 2 of those abilities, it looks like, to build 2 metal, and then strike the training dummy with your Overhand Smash. Alright, so let's make sure we actually do have all of our skills. Yeah, so we don't have one of the ones he was referring to. Overhand Smash is something that requires both 2 power and 3 metal. Which power is basically like your mana. I mean, it's your blue bar, right? We have 100 power right now. I think that's right. And then we're gonna get 1 metal from 1 metal from each one. Metal. All right, so let's see what this looks like. By the way, that was our low strike. Let's see that again. And then this is going to be our Dexterous Hook. Oh, that's pretty cool. And then there's Overhand Smash. Oh, we got an error. Wait, where does it show our... okay. Okay, so the blue bar down here is how much metal we have. So if we try to use it before it's ready, do we get that error? Yeah, general error. Okay. Alright, pretty cool. So we'll see how much damage that actually does out in the world. Alright, so we finished that. What did we get? Gauntlets. Our gear's starting to look different. Alright, talk to Strider again. Really, all I want to do in this first video, I mean, we'll see. I guess we'll get a couple more levels because we'll probably get...
Do you feel confident in what you have learned?
We'll probably get a couple more abilities to look at. But yeah, I just want to kind of get out there and engage a couple things. Oh, this is not the right quest. This is where we go out. Just kind of see what it's like. So, I mean, most classes, honestly, at this point in the game, during these sort of intro periods where you're getting towards level 7, most classes feel really OP early. Even the ones that aren't like that great at DPS in the big scheme of things feel really strong early. So I would assume that's going to be the case here, but let's just see. I mean, nothing too powerful. Now, we haven't gotten even our first, like, you know, new gauntlet. So no weapon upgrade yet. But, yeah, it didn't feel like super powerful, I would say. Okay, so now the 2 things we got to do is collect the 4 things of King's Foil, as well as defeat some wolves. So we'll look to do that. We need the King's Foil to treat Amdir's wounds. There should be plenty of wolves up here. And I decided to do a man. It looked like, at least here in the beta, it's allowing you to play a brawler with any of the different races. I guess other than Bjorning, of course. Alright, so we defeated a wolf there. Quit popping up over there. It looks like you hold on to the metal pretty long. Even out of combat. Like, it's not going down super fast even when we're not in combat. Let's see if after a certain amount of time it does start to pop down. It doesn't look like it's moving at all, which is kind of amazing. So we can open up with Overhand Smash, since we have all the metal built up. That's pretty amazing. Okay, so let's see if there are any other things that this might... So low setup. If low strike is the most recent setup attack to use, the next damaging metal spender may render its target vulnerable. So we actually want to use low strike right before Overhand Smash, it looks like. If Dexter Hook's most recent setup attack, then the next metal spinner will deal 33 additional damage. Okay, I take that back. So if it's a shorter fight, then we want to do Dexter's Hook last. Only most recent setup effect is active. Yeah. So if it's a longer fight, you know, you might want to rotate which one you're doing last so you could get both vulnerability and the additional damage. So that should make it vulnerable. And then this will do extra damage. So it's kind of cool. I like the flexibility there. Even here right from the beginning, we are choosing... So you probably want to do extra damage. I mean, yeah, that's where you start feeling more powerful. If you do the 33% extra damage on a lower level mob like that, then you do seem like you're doing some pretty good damage. So that's cool. This guy should live a little longer. So let's see if we'll skip. We won't do vulnerable. We'll just go straight to like extra damage. So we'll open up with the Dexterous and then go Overhead Smash. Yeah, that took a ton of his health. Holy cow. Okay. So that's starting to feel better. Even without any upgrades yet. We're seeing a lot more damage now. Does he come back? I can't remember. Yeah. Okay. He's just running away from us. That's the first time in a long time that I haven't just run straight off there and then taken fall damage. I always forget that there's stairs off to the side. So yeah, what do y'all think about the animations, just of these basic abilities? We should hit level 4 soon, and perhaps, I can't remember if you get more abilities on even or odd levels. At least at some point it starts, I think it's only on one of those two where you typically would get abilities. Oh, I don't really want to go through it, but we actually would level a little quicker if I put on like our leveling bonus stuff. Let me see if I can find any of that real quick. A lot of this is just fireworks and horse skins, mounts, and titles and pets and that kind of stuff. This is going to be a little overwhelming when you see this, but this is the reality. If you've been playing the game for a long time, like, that's pretty much how much stuff you get at the beginning. And we can start right-clicking on some of this and then hopefully find what I'm looking for. Some of this it will let us go ahead and get out of here. Okay, gifts from the High Elves. I guess we need to see what our main stat is. I'm thinking it's going to be might. Very important. So it's going to be might and vitality. Not that there isn't any use for the other stats, but might's going to be our main stat, so we can choose this one that has might on it. So this will give us a little extra XP. And then this will give us a little bit extra XP as well. I'm pretty sure we also have a pocket item that gives us extra XP. And of course, these are all items that have either come with, I think a lot of them are from like pre-orders. All right, still is not letting us learn. Still not letting us learn the horse things, of course, because we don't have riding learned yet. I would never do this like on a real character. Unload all this now. I'm very careful about the order in which I unlock all this stuff. So that can go in your pocket, but I think we've got something that actually gives you more XP. Yeah, oh, here it is. It's just sitting here. It's the Outriders token. So that's what we want to have on. And then that should be pretty much be it in terms of... so all of these white things, if you don't know Lord of the Rings Online, this is all cosmetic stuff. So, again, you know, you can set up outfits. Like if we wanted to do the of the dead, just search for it, and then you can equip all of that specific gear set. And so even right out of the gate, if you've gotten any of the pre-order bonuses, or, I mean, there's lots of ways you get some of these bonuses. I don't know what this is. Those are shoulders, I guess. Okay. Here's the... nope. Is there... yeah... We don't have the boots on yet, do we? Oh, yeah, we do. All right, so we want the... we'll do the back without the hood so that you can still see the helmet. I think that's everything. All right. So, again, there's just... all right, so we're wearing this outfit now. There's just so much you have. I typically would not open all that because I want to be near a bank when I open it so that I can put it all up easily. And we don't need any of this. I want to keep it just our skills for now so we know exactly what skills we're unlocking. So yeah, normally all this stuff in my inventory, I would not take a lot of that out until either we can learn all the mount skins to get those out, and plus with all of the cosmetic stuff, you can put that in your cosmetic or wardrobe in your bank. And so once you take it out of the boxes, you've just got like a very full inventory. So normally I wouldn't do that, but you know, it is what it is. I wanted to find those XP things as quickly as possible without just looking around. I thought there was a vendor right here. Is that am I remembering wrong? Doesn't look like there is. All right.
Danger has found you earlier than I predicted. I cannot decide which is more dangerous right now.
And then we can, anytime we want, we can go back to our actually what we're wearing to see what our gear looks like. Which again, especially at low levels, I do that. I don't want to have like on a nice cosmetic set as like a level 3. You know, champion or something. It just kind of is silly, but you got to accomplish something before you start putting nice clothes on, right? I think that's the way it works.
How can you say this?
Always taking the heavy armor option. Should be an upgrade. Yeah.
I suppose it would be wise to investigate your claim.
Okay, and then
Changed since last night. Hey,
we got to do a few more things out in the world here. So we did hit level 4 and got Sinister Cross. Was that something else that builds up metal? It does. So let's see if this also... it's a strong punch that generates metal. If a Sinister Cross is the most recent setup auto use, the next metal spender will tier up any available innate strength buffs twice instead of once. If no strength buff has been unlocked, this has no effect. So, via trait set bonuses. Okay, so let's see. We haven't unlocked that yet. So I'm guessing we're actually... it would probably be pointless to use Sinister Cross as the last skill before Smash. So it actually might be smart to put it like that to remind us to either do 1 or 2. Basically, we almost always are going to want to do 2 for now before Smash, because we don't have any innate buffs right now that are going to get doubled by Sinister Cross. So where are we headed? We can go straight down for now. So let's do a little bit more. And we're just, again, I know we only have 4 skills, but you can already start to see some of the way this class is going. And there will be some more twists and turns along the way, I guarantee you. Some cool ways that the class works itself out. But you can kind of already see a theme here with, like, based on when you use the spender, you're going to get different buffs or different advantages determined by the last generator that you used. I think I said that correct. So let's get some boar meat here. And again, we were like out of combat for so long. Oh, there was the cross. That's actually a pretty cool animation. The Sinister Cross. That's pretty cool. And that one again is low strike and then dexterous. So let's just look at those animations again. We'll go beat up on a pig without using smash so it lives a little bit longer. So let's see. That's the number 1, low strike. That's the number 2, which is dexterous hook. And here is Sinister Cross. I kind of like Sinister Cross as the most. It really does remind you of a boxer in some ways. So we're going to do the most damage by doing our dexterous hook right before Overhand Smash. And that in fact does pretty much just one-shot him at that point. What do we still need? A pig or 2? So it looks like right now we're doing some nice single target damage. If you notice, one thing we don't have at the moment is anything doing any AoE. I assume this is only doing 1 target. I think it is. As far as I can tell, everything is doing 1 target right now. It would be unusual to not get some sort of AoE, even if the class doesn't end up being heavy AoE. Like it might not be like, you know, champion and the yellow line is like big time AoE. My guess is this won't be that, but it still is going to have probably at least a couple of abilities that does some AoE, I would think. Even, I'm trying to think, like, so what would be the... So the Brawler class can either be tank or DPS, is my understanding. Oh, we just hit level 5. Nice. I think that means we can select... Is it 5? No, maybe it's 7.
Stay a moment.
All right, so we're getting closer and closer to actually getting some upgrades and stuff, which will be nice. All right, let's just find, in case we need any silver, let's just get rid of some of this stuff that, a lot of the stuff in our inventory right now isn't even sellable, so it's not like this doesn't look quite as overwhelming as our actual inventory looks. I do like that you can always just hit the auto sort items button, get everything in a little bit better shape. And again, once you get to a bank, a lot of this is stuff you're not going to keep in your... We'll go ahead and do like silly buffs like attack damage, and we're not going to save that for a long time. This is what? Swiftness. Yeah, we want to use that. In fact, we'll keep that on our bards. Keep that on. Make sure we're always using that. Alright. Y'all going to help us out? Nope. Not going to help us out. Look how strong I am, though. That's a pretty cool... I think that Overhand Smash is nice. Like, you see the... even what it does to the ground. It's pretty cool. Like, it feels powerful. So I think good job on the animation with the Overhand Smash. The other abilities, as their name and icon suggest, just feel like boxing moves or something. There's brawling. Yeah, don't worry. I was thinking about all the brawl related names when I created this character, but I was like, here we are on Bullroarer beta server. I can actually just be M-Dog, so that's what I went with.
This cannot be.
Alright, so now we gotta take the letter back to Brackenbrook. But first, let's go over here. I'm very familiar with questing in this area. I've done this a few times. A few dozen times. Doesn't look like Thornton Woodley made it. These guys actually aggro on you even if you don't attack them. Kind of the first enemies that won't just ignore you. That you tend to run into. Is there still a, normally over here there's, yeah, there he is, Old Blood Tusk. So let's see how this goes. Let's see if we can die here early. Probably not, but... Alright, so we're going to do vulnerability. And we'll do the big DPS one. Do DPS again. Yeah, not bad at all. Not bad at all. You would think that, like, being the new class... Now, I mean... Granted, this is when things will get adjusted. But you would think the new class is going to be pretty strong. Either as a really competent tank or have really decent DPS. Or possibly both, actually. Just to get people's interest in the new class. So I'll be curious to see how they do adjust it. And when they get some feedback from this testing time on Bullroarer. I think it's a little tough. You know, one of the things that tends to be motivating / fun is you know, getting your weapon upgrades. So when you're playing a brawler and your weapon is literally just gauntlets, which by the way, yeah, so the graphics of the gauntlets just fit right on top of your hands already, right? So like we've got these scuffed chainmail gauntlets on. If you take those, we just have our fists. You can put them on top of just your fists. That looks pretty cool, actually. And then you can put these back on. Oh, that doesn't change the look. So you actually can't see the scuffed chainmail at all. I do think the gauntlets look pretty nice. Look cool. Yeah, it changes the look of it. So, like, look, when I don't have the gauntlets on, you can see that the armor gauntlets I have on provide armor all the way, the fingers included. But then it goes to a different look where your fingers are sticking out of the gauntlets that you're wearing. So it kind of overrides your actual gauntlets. I think those become your gauntlets. So it's like the one class where your armor gauntlets actually don't matter in terms of what they look like. Stats will still matter, but... Which with the cosmetic system, I guess you could argue that that can be the case for any class, but it will always be the case here.
I have been.
This will do nicely. It gives me something to munch on for a bit.
We should be hitting level 6 here.
This is sure to cheer on to your right.
I'd like to hit 7. Oh, that gave us class traits now. That's perfect. Okay.
Do not despair. You have done well.
All right, so now they're sending us way over
This tea will
there.
help Bombeer feel better. I just know it.
All right, we can choose specialization now. What is this that just popped up on our skill board? Hurl object. I wonder if that will be the final... All right, so before we look at this, let's go see what this looks like on a training dummy. First of all, how far away can you use it? It doesn't say. Doesn't it normally? Holy cow. Maybe it does say. That is a long... Oh my goodness. Look how far there's the range. And all this does is damage, right? I mean, typically a... Oh, it also gives negative 30% run speed to the target for 8 seconds. It does not gain any metal. That would be pretty OP. But that's pretty long range. And of course, through different... There might be different ways to extend the range based on your LI or other means as well. But that's pretty cool. So let's see how much damage this is doing. 44 to 56. It's actually quite a lot of damage. Only thing that does more damage than that is your Overhand Smash. 32. That's pretty cool. All right, let's look at this. All right, this is such a big part of a class, is looking at the specializations. All right, this is strange. So at least at the way it's set up at this point, it's only a two spec class, right? The third spec right now says, though the brawler cannot specialize in the fundament, which is that weird? The fundament. I mean, they're trying to go for fundamental, right? Is that weird to say fundament? Maybe not. It contains traits and techniques that are indispensable regardless of combat style. So I think the question is, like, how do you get these in the whole tree? Like, you can't spec into this, right? Okay, so maybe that's just a holder. I don't really understand. I'm not really sure. Right now it looks like TBD. Does that mean to be determined? Is that just them reminding us that, like, hey, we have no idea that all this could change dramatically? Right now they call it the fulcrum and the maelstrom. I don't remember class traits enough to remember. Is that a different class name? Or is that actually what Brawler could potentially be called? Alright, so obviously the blue here, the fulcrum in this case, is going to be a tank. You've got mitigations. You've got something that generates metal. So whenever you use Come At Me, which is an AoE grabber of taunt, it will also grant you metal. That's pretty cool. You've got parry chance, a reduction in the Come At Me's cooldown, which starts off at a minute, but you get that down by 30 seconds, so you can use it twice a minute at that point. You've got threat generation increased. A resistance to crowd control effects. And then it looks like something that hasn't been named yet, but Iron Will grants an additional blank percentage of tactical mitigation. Iron Will is a skill that you get that basically buffs you. It's got a 5-minute cooldown though. Lasts for 20 seconds. It's 5 minutes, a long time, but there might be a way to, again, lower that. And I'm not going to go through all of these, to be honest. Vitality, that was a skill that has to do with that skill. Parry chance. And what's at the bottom here? Gut punch. It lowers the amount of damage that character can do. Metal shield. Looks like something you use as a cooldown. It basically just gives you damage reduction. It doesn't look, it's got a very short cooldown, so you can use it a lot. So that's kind of interesting. All right, let's go back to Spec 2. I mean, this is going to be, as far as leveling, or if you're more into DPS anyway, you're probably going to be going red line. So let's see what this says about the Maelstrom. Is a dynamic fighter capable of engaging small groups, but truly shining at single combat. So that's what we were suspecting from the start here, right? We're not seeing anything AoE. There might be a little bit of AoE as we get higher level, but primarily we're going to be a single target DPS. So in some ways this might play a little bit like the Guardian. I mean, it's going to have its own feel, and you know, the skills interacting with each other might be a little different, but let's see what it says here. All right, first of all, Pummel. So once we go into this spec, we're going to get Pummel. It's a channeled version of the skill Unleash a Flurry of Blows. Wait, what? So every 1 second, it does 2 fire damage. So every second you have it channeled, costs 3 metal. Is that 3 metal per second or 3 metal just to start? We'll have to test that if we can. And then Shattering Fist. This does some damage and it significantly decreases their armor value. So it's not percentage. So minus 193 is going to be a ton early, right? But as you get higher and higher level, maybe that's less significant. I guess that would be the only concern. All right. You almost want to see a percent there, although a percent might be OP. It's hard to say. Innate strength, raw power. So these are kind of the passives. I don't know if you're not familiar with Lotro, some of this may not make sense, but as we go down the skill tree and put more points into it, these are the passives we're going to unlock, which really does end up being one of the ways in which your class and spec come together, is how these passives interact with your skills. So quick attacks grants the buff innate strength, which increases your damage. Innate strength. Sorry, quick attacks. Which is that? So it's not something we have yet. So it's, unless it's, it does say fast. Like this skill says fast. So maybe it's talking about these. I'm not sure. Again, we'll try to watch it and see if we can tell. If a quick attack is performed while innate strength, so while the buff is up, it's advanced to a higher tier, to a maximum of tier 4. So you're just increasing that. And this would be, I guess, what Sinister Cross allows you to buff twice instead of once. So that's kind of cool. So you start to see how that works together. Flurry of blows. Using Pummel causes the next use of Pummel to deal additional damage. It may stack up to 3 times. It's permanent until you exit. So again, longer fight. This doesn't come off. This stacks up to 3 times and your target's going to always have this on there. So again, single target is just going to get stronger and stronger, it looks like. Innate strength cleaver technique. Now this sounds AoE. Let's see. Cleaver technique increasing the brawler's finesse rating. So maybe it's not. If a balanced attack is performed while innate strength clever technique is still active, the buff is instead advanced to a higher tier, maximum of 4. So this is, okay, innate strength. So these are 2 possible buffs, right? So you can have raw power to go up in damage. You can have innate strength to increase your finesse rating. And you just have to test it on target dummies or whatever to see like which one at what point is actually doing more damage. I'm assuming you can only have 1 buff at a time, but I may not be right. Like a stinging nettle, no one gets a free hit on you. When the brawler parries or evades an attack, they deal damage to their attacker. So this is like a repost. You're parrying and doing damage back. Heavy attacks grant. So now we've talked about quick attacks, balanced attacks, and now heavy attacks. Heavy attacks grant the buff innate strength, precision, increasing the brawler's critical rating. Same thing, you can tier it up to a maximum tier 4. So now I'm wondering if you can have all of these buffs active at once and you're trying to keep all the buffs active at one time. And you do that by rotating through quick attacks, balanced attacks, and heavy attacks. Does that make sense? I'm thinking that might be what it means. We'll see. Light and devastation. 25% devastate damage plus 25% light damage. And then the final passive is Enhanced Battle Flow. Enhanced Battle Flow grants the brawler plus 15% skill damage. This bonus does not apply to metal generating skills. Enhanced Battle Flow replaces Battle Flow. We don't have Battle Flow yet though, right? Alright, so let's go ahead and spec into this tree. We're not going to have any points to spend yet, but it will still give us abilities. Oh, they don't have things yet. They don't have... you know, obviously these are not what they're going to look like permanently. So we got 2 things. Shattering Fist and Pummel. we just read about Pummel. We don't have any points in here, so I don't think we have any passives yet. I don't think you get a passive just from choosing the spec. Let's see. All right. Devastating Fist into your enemy's armor, leaving it broken and ineffective. Leaving the armor broken. So this is the one that gives you... this is the one that does 5674 damage. It costs the same thing as Smash. It does a little bit more damage, and it decreases their armor value. Why would you not just use that? Oh, because it has a longer cooldown. Right? Longer cooldown. So you'd always want to use that one first. And it looks like Pummel is same thing. It's even longer cooldown. 43 to 57 damage. It also is a channeled... Okay, this is the one we've got to try. It's got a 15-second cooldown. How long does the channel last? All right, let's go try this. Let's figure out what's going on with this. All right, so we're going to try Pummel first. Oh, that is so cool. That was really cool. And then it does have a long cooldown. And now let's try Armor Break. Oh, that is awesome. And then Smash. So it looks to me like you just want to build up the metal and then rotate through. Pummel first, only in the sense that you actually could probably change these two. The only thing is Pummel has a longer channel. A longer cooldown, but it also has the channel, so that kind of makes up for. It's like almost like the same cooldown. Depends on how many seconds Pummel takes. Like if it's a 5-second channel, it's pretty dang close to 5 seconds. Does it say? Yeah, duration 5 seconds. It is exactly 5 seconds. So I think you probably want to do armor first and then Pummel, only in the sense that if they've got less armor, Pummel's going to do that much more damage. More actual damage, I think. So that's pretty cool. I don't know. This may be boring. It depends on how much interest you have in the Brawler class and in Lord of the Rings Online. But this is kind of what I was wanting to do. I was wanting to see, like, even from level 6, when you first get your advanced, your spec, what does the class feel like? And as I said in the beginning of the video, if you're playing a Lore Master, any class really, and it varies a little bit by class, but I feel like it's always, typically it's somewhere in the 30s. Maybe some classes it's closer to 40. Maybe some you start feeling it in the 20s. But all of a sudden your class comes together and you're like, oh, I'm getting it now. Like, I see where we're headed in terms of a rotation that really makes sense and is effective. But again, I think there's still value in figuring out how a class feels right from the start. So this could be our first upgrade. We can't use any of this. So this is something that I would think that they have to address. Is what if we don't get any drops for our main hand weapon? They may not be in the game yet.
How can I be of service?
They just may not be in the game yet. So you may only be able to get them from the, what do they call it? The tower, where you can go and just choose whatever level you want to be and get all anything in the game, basically. Hopefully they've got some weapons there for Brawler, but I'm not sure that Brawler has any weapons yet, just as drops or out in the world. Maybe we could go just talk to a vendor that sells weapons. Obviously there's going to be white, normal weapons, but see if they have even just common weapons in the game. maybe we should go do that when we get back to town real quick, and then we'll try to wrap this up. I mean, we've been going 45 minutes already. It's kind of what I wanted to do, is like get a feel for the class here in the beginning. Oh, let's throw a cup at him. Oops. Oh, look at that damage. That's pretty nice. All right, and then we go armor break, and he's dead. It's going to be hard in the intro area like this to actually find enemies that last long enough to actually need any sort of rotation. They all die so quickly. We'll enjoy a snack real quick. Now there's a Marsh Queen over here, especially with us being level 6. This Marsh Queen might be something we could attack for a minute. I do like that your metal sticks with you. I think that is really cool. There's the Marsh Queen. See, she's level 7. And is, what do they call them? A signature enemy. So she might last a little longer. Alright, there goes her armor. And then we'll do the flurry. And now the smash. No more Marsh Queen. And that'll be a quest item. Turn that in. The Lady of Flies. I like it. I like it. Oops. I don't remember how to get to... oh, I'm going the wrong way. I don't remember how to get to the... There's got to be a way. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out before the next video if we do another one. Alright, here is the turn in. And then we need to talk to good old what's his name? Oh, the bedroll. Hey, John.
I presume you're here to bring me ill news from town.
Well, you're right about that.
Showed his true colors at last.
Alright. Oh, did we never make sure that Amdir drank the tea? Alright, so let's go ahead and finish this, because all we need to do now is... we have to come back here, though, don't we? We still got a little bit of running around to do. I kind of want to get back to town before we end this video, though, so that we can see if they even have gauntlets in town right now. Not that it really matters. Obviously, when this goes live and brawlers are actually in the game, they will presumably have addressed all that so that brawlers have gear reward options even here at a low level. I think it's level 7 where we can get our horse going, so we can get all the horse things out of our inventory. Need to figure out what the next level is. I think maybe in the 20s would be the next sort of level range that it might be fun to try out the class and see. Man, I am impressed, I have to admit, with the animations of this new class. So I tried to start the Pummel there, which is the channeled one, and somehow it didn't work, or I got interrupted or something. Cooldown's not up yet, so we can't. Oh, now we can. There we go. I don't know if I click something else, maybe. But if the enemy doesn't have much health left, it's actually better just to kill him with a generator. It seems like, because then you can have more metal going into your next pull. Knock that armor down on the lieutenant. Smash him. Alright, so there's level 7. You get level 7 pretty quick, don't you? I want to say... Alright, let me see where we're going here. So we do need to go back over here to the hunting lodge. And then we'll head back to town, and then we'll end the video. I want to say that this is where we can use... even though I don't think you can use mounts in the starter area. I think technically level 7 might be when you can train it. So let me see. I should have in here the ability to nope. Requirements not met. Maybe you have to be out of the intro to do it. I think once we leave the intro, because if you don't have bonus to XP, it may be possible to finish the intro and still be level 7. Not 100% sure, but it seems like that might be true. We're definitely not going to do the bedroll quest.
Good work,
Although I'm glad the bedroll quest exists. I think for new players, it helps you like jump into connect with the lore a little bit. So that's he gives you the bedroll quest, right? Yeah, we're not going to do that. Okay. So, oh shoot, he wants us to talk to this guy out here. I almost forgot. And then doesn't he want us to check to see if we can get across? Yeah, go defeat 4 spiders and then see if you can get across, which we can't. And then he's going to have us come back. So, do we do that? I don't think so. I don't think so. Let's just get back to town. Because we know we're about to stop anyway. For now, at least. So early takeaway for me from the Brawler class is that I like the animations pretty well. And I kind of like the feel of the rotation, even from an early level. And that will probably only get better, you would assume. Typically classes do.
Thank you.
As they get a little bit more complicated.
Drink this now.
I can't believe I forgot to turn that in last time. That's how you get your second early ring. Alright, so what do we want to check? We want to check vendors. Those aren't real vendors. To see if there's like... Let's make sure the Brawler Trainer doesn't have... Oops, doesn't have anything.
What can I do for you?
That one doesn't even have inventory at all. And this may just be a provisioner. I don't know that she even sells weapons. There may not be... Yeah, so there's not going to be... someone that sells weapons till we get out of the beginning. How are we up to over a gold already? That doesn't seem right. Is money like boosted in the beta in Bullroarer? Not sure. I don't know for sure. Like, but I feel like you're usually still at just a few silver when you leave the intro. Okay, so we can... I'll have to finish the intro on my own, I guess, or we'll figure out something. But is the Lotro store just normal on Bullroarer? I think you can get like Lotro points and stuff. Just to test out even the store on the beta client. But okay, as always, thanks for watching. Let me know if you've had a chance to check out the Brawler class on Bullroarer. I guess I should mention anybody can help test the beta client right now. Bullroarer is available. If you're excited about the Brawler class, are you excited about the changes to the legendary, the LI system? You know, I thought about doing a video talking about that, but to be honest with you, I don't have the best or most depth to my understanding of the current LI system. Not that I haven't played around with it at all, but I'm no expert on it, to say the least. And to me, from what I've seen of the new LI system, it looks like it's incomplete. And so I just don't know that I could intelligibly compare what we have now to what is coming, since what is coming is not even complete yet, and a bit confusing looking to me. So I figured I'm going to focus on checking out the Brawler class. I'm a little more, I feel a little more comfortable doing that than looking at the new LI system, though I am very excited and hopeful that the new LI system will be a good thing for the game. I think it's needed. I just don't know if the way it's being done is the right way or not. I just don't know. So we'll see. All right. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time.